meant to soar. Coach Cruz was a legend, but oh what a bore. With his whistle and clipboard, he'd call out the plays, but the team never won, just stumbled through days. Oh, Coach Cruz, where did it go wrong? Once a bright star, now a sad, lonely song. With a heart full of hope, but a life in decay. He's lost in the shadows, faded away. He dreamed of the stage a musician's embrace, strumming his heart, searching for grace. But the notes fell flat and the crowd turned away. A failed musician lost in dismay. Oh, Coach Cruz, where did it go wrong? Once a bright star, now a sad, lonely song. With a heart full of hope, but a life in decay. He's lost in the shadows, faded away. Now he's heading to jail with a heart full of shame. Once a coach full of dreams, now lost in the game. With whispers of Delphi, the stalker he became. MRC will be his demise, fueled with flame. In a town where dreams were meant to soar, Coach Cruz was a legend, but oh what a bore. With his whistle and clipboard, he'd call out the plays, but the team never won, just stumbled through days. Oh, Coach Cruz, where did it go wrong? Once a bright star, now a sad, lonely song. With a heart full of hope, but a life in decay. He's lost in the shadows, fading away. He dreamed of the stage a musician's embrace, strumming his heart, searching for grace. But the notes fell flat and the crowd turned away. A failed musician lost in dismay. Fading away, now he's heading to jail with a heart full of shame. Once a coach full of dreams, now lost in the way. With whispers of Delphi, the stalker he became. MRC will be his demise, fueling the flame. When he's behind bars, feeling lost and alone, MRC arrives by train, like a sleuth in the night, stealing all his pencils, a shadow in flight, a cruel twist of fate, dimming his light. Oh, Coach Cruz, where did it go wrong? Once a bright star, now a sad, lonely song. With a heart full of hope, but a life in decay. He's lost in the shadows, fading away. In a spiral of choices that led him astray, a cautionary tale of how dreams fade away. Oh, Coach Cruz, where did it go wrong? In the echoes of failure, he's still holding on. Dreams were meant to soar. Coach Cruz was a legend, but oh what a bore. With his whistle and clipboard, he'd call out the plays, but the team never won, just stumbled through days. Oh, Coach Cruz, where did it go wrong? Once a bright star, now a sad, lonely song. With a heart full of hope, but a life in decay. In a town where dreams were meant to soar, Coach Cruz was a legend, but oh what a bore. With his whistle and clipboard, he'd call out the plays. With his whistle and clipboard, he'd call out, but the team never won, just stumbled through days. Oh, Coach Cruz, where did it go wrong? Once a bright star, now a sad, lonely song. With a heart full of hope, but a life in decay. He's lost in the shadows, fading away. He dreamed of a stage a musician's embrace, strumming his heart, searching for grace. But the notes fell flat and the crowd turned away. A musician lost in dismay. Oh, Coach Cruz, where did it go wrong? Once a bright star, now a sad, lonely song. With a heart full of hope, but a life in decay. He's lost in the shadows, fading away. Now he's heading to jail with a heart full of shame. Once a coach full of dreams, now lost in the game. With whispers of Delphi, the stalker he became. MIC will be his demise, fueling the flame. In a town where dreams were meant to soar, Coach Cruz was a legend, but oh, what a bore. With his whistling clipboard, he called out the plays.
Hi, Peggy.
Sorry. Oh my goodness. It's been a crazy day.
Just in time. You said 5 minutes. Hey, 6:05 counts, you know. Hi, Peggy.
Hi, Noe. Mr.
I can't
Ramos.
see if anybody's on chat or anything, so I didn't know what to say. So I just waited on you.
Let's see what the chat says here. Let's see. All right. So Mustang's here. So is Carol. Carol says, "What's up, bitches?" Let's see. Alicia's here. Hi, Alicia. Good to see you.
Right on.
Got Nicole. What? What?
Oh, Nicole. Hey, Nicole. Hi. Right on.
Let's see. Who else we got? We got Gretchen. The prof
Hi,
is
Gretchen.
here.
Hey, prof.
Aggravate him with the music.
He does everybody. Why not?
Yeah. Who's your
I
dad?
like his outro though.
Yeah. I would play the videos, but you know.
Right.
All Eyes. I don't really
All
think
Eyes.
that's
How you doing,
the right
man?
one. So I think that's a troll. Pertinent is here.
Yeah, cool. Hi, Pert.
Feline PETA.
Wait. Is
wants to know what
that
cat name is.
Phoenix?
No, it's
Okay.
a different cat.
All right.
It's more like a Hello Kitty
Hello.
kind of cat vibe going on there.
Okay.
So she wants to know what's a troll farm, he or she. Well, feline, it's a she, right? Ram, what is that? Wardsk says, I've heard there was going to be a cat unaliver in here tonight. Where she at?
Cat unaliver. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Mm-hmm. We got Dee Dee in here.
Who?
Dirty Diana.
DD. Oh, DD. Okay. Double D. Well, that's nice.
If she had another D, it would be triple D. All right. I think we got most of everyone. If I missed you on Mondays here.
No, hi, Monday. Nope.
Let me put the camera on.
Okay.
And we'll get started.
I will open my camera too, off and on.
I don't know why my camera's not working. Just a second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, here we go. Hey, everyone.
Hey, there you are.
Did you figure
it's just a button you're supposed to push.
I know, but it like StreamYard does this weird thing where it will disconnect you.
Okay.
There you are.
There I am.
Cruz.
How you doing, Peggy?
I am okay. I had a really busy day today. I actually did a lot of work, yard work and everything like that. So
yeah. I texted you a few times and I didn't get a reply, and I was like, "Wait, what happened to her?" For a few hours, you just zoned out.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I was in the zone, man. Like,
Right on. Your yard looked nice.
yeah, I mean, now I gotta patch up the holes. That's for sure.
Max.
Yeah.
Max the excavator.
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
For
Well,
sure.
thank you for having me tonight and covering this tragedy, uh, this senseless tragedy that occurred and has had a great impact on my life here recently. And I mean, this year's been like um, earlier in the year when I was still in the cage. Um, a member of my extended family passed, and it was like sudden. And
Mm.
then, you know, um, your father. I was on the phone with you when you got the news, and when that happened to you, it also caused great impact
Yeah,
within
yeah.
me. And it was, I mean, and now this, what happened just a few weeks ago, unexpected. It's just like it's been a rough year so far in terms of that. Those type of tragedies that have hit me like back to back.
Right. Right. And
Because
I think, like, I think Noe and I, so just to fill people in here, we got connected through a person that was, essentially causing a lot of chaos and anything anyway. And we were talking about something so irrelevant when we put things into perspective as to where we are today, right? And you had mentioned, my father, um,
yes,
and it's just interesting how certain things put people together. And it's like I will always now, like, Noe is always going to be a part of my memories because, like Noe said, he was on the phone with me when I got a call from my mother, who was very upset, obviously, but didn't
hmm
tell me. She just said, come to the hospital. And, I just put some shoes on and ran out. But anyway,
hmm
and then, now here we are with another
right,
tragedy, and it's just crazy how the universe puts people together. And here we are.
yeah,
Like, if somebody would have asked me a year ago if Noe and I would be, doing live streams and going, to court together and all this crazy stuff,
it's
I would have
crazy.
never believed it.
Yeah,
And the song that everyone, I'm sorry, had to listen to a couple times was one of the, troll songs that I had made. And he know he's such a good sport. He's like, and he even said, like, put that song on, So anyway, here we are, right? And thank you for
yeah.
joining, Noe, and I really appreciate you sharing all of this with us and my subscribers. So please, where would you like to begin?
Well, just begin from top to bottom. Of course, back in early 2000s when I moved to Indiana, I met a friend, and he had a baby. You know, his son Ezekiel, and throughout the years, we just became really, really close. And became good friends with the rest of his family. I ended up meeting uh, his or his aunt, and I married her, and he became my nephew. And here recently, just like when you got that phone call, I got a text, and it said Ezekiel was murdered, and I just like lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't understand. I didn't, those words couldn't be put together into a sentence.
Right.
Ezekiel was murdered. I just
Yeah.
couldn't understand it. So I called her and she confirmed it. So I, just like you, I jumped out of the bed, put on some shoes and went over to their house. And I met with my wife and Ezekiel's sister and her boyfriend, and we just held each other and cried. It was unbelievable, man.
So what day was this? As far as the date and time?
I think it was April 25th or 25th or 26th. I can't, it was on a
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Saturday.
Right.
Um, and I had a normal day. I had worked Friday and I slept in on Saturday till about 10 or 11. And then I took a nap in the middle of the day. And when I woke up again around 3 o'clock, around 3 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
I checked my phone and I had a text. And so I called and I got the news that my nephew had been murdered.
Wow.
Hmm.
And how many did did they find out right away, or was there a, as far as, because like this happened at nighttime, right? Like
Well, it happened early in the morning.
early in the
He
morning.
got murdered at 5:40 a.m.
Okay.
Saturday morning.
Right.
And yeah, they knew because the neighbor of the uh, scene of the crime uh, said he woke up and he heard his daughter had heard some like shots,
Uh-huh.
and he woke up and he looked at the video and he saw the kid leaving the house, which was the neighbor's house, and there's about a bunch of sirens and cops and stuff. So yeah, he reported, he shared his home footage,
Uh-huh.
and they were able to identify the shooter right away.
Right.
Hmm.
And approximately how far is this Muskegon from?
Our hometown.
Yes.
um I just drove there the other day. 3 hours and 20 minutes maybe.
That's a long drive,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure, just to eventually when you head out, just the things that, go through your head. I mean, that's
Yeah.
crazy. So you went over to your niece's house right away.
Hmm.
And what information did she have at that time?
Well, at that time, there was none. Um, they didn't capture the guy till like 6 p.m. Uh, there was nothing like the why was just not there,
Mhm.
and I couldn't wrap it together because my nephew, he's never been in trouble. He's a kind kid, sweet, just goofy, funny, and there was no answers. You know. Um, The only thing that we gathered together was that the guy had got on his car and left the scene of the crime, and they were searching for him. And I think like at 6 o'clock p.m. that day, Saturday, um,
Mhm.
he eventually turned himself in. But he drove 140 miles away from
Wow.
Muskegon. He drove to Jackson, Michigan, and I don't know who he was talking to or how he decided to just pull over and call the cops and turn himself in. That's how they apprehended him.
Uh-huh.
But the footage from the neighbor and the, the investigation with the other kids who were there in the house, they were able to identify him and get to him with his own help because he turned himself in.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all I knew. That's all we knew.
Right, right. That's the early days, right?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so before we get further into this, I think it's important that we talk about um, his life, and we have here some memories. And if you could please tell the audience and give a little bit more information about these beautiful photos that are up on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, when I met Ezekiel, he was 2 years old. He was just a baby.
Mm.
And I became really good friends with his dad. And throughout the years, back in early 2000s, we lived in North Manchester, Indiana. I was a soccer coach at the junior high there in Manchester. And Scott, his dad, he worked in the food industry. He was a caterer, and he managed a business up in Warsaw.
It's up north to put
Yeah,
things into
about
perspective,
an hour north from Wabash.
right? Okay.
And but he lived in Manchester, so he used to drive every day back and forth. But we became really close. It was like my first circle of friends. In 2000,
Okay.
um, that I connected with and bonded. So we used to get together all the time, but specifically on the weekends, on Sundays, and we would watch football and cook wings every Sunday. And then we just started inviting his friends, and I started inviting my friends, and we would just have a great time. I miss those days a lot. And Zeke was always around. He was 2 years old, a baby. And as we move forward, there was times when I needed help. Scott
Mhm.
would take me in, and I would live live at Scott's house, and spend a lot of time with him, taking them to soccer games, to school, teaching guitar, whatever, cleaning the house, that sort of thing. And that's how I bonded with them.
So what was some of his hobbies like, as far as when, early ages,
Yeah,
when he
he loved playing video games. That was
video
his.
games?
Yeah, he was good. He always had the newest stuff, like the updated
Uh-huh.
Xbox or what. I don't know much about video games, so I'm sorry, right? But Xbox or whatever they're called, right?
Mhm.
And he had a collection of all kinds of games. He was really good at it. And every time I come to visit his dad, he'd intercept me, and say, "Come on, let's go play video games." So I'd be like, "Okay, I'll play a video game with you." And I would try to lose on purpose, you know, so that I could, move around and go on and hang out with his dad. And Zeke would tell me, "No, Cruz, you can do better than that. Come on, let's play again." So he'd keep me there playing 2, 3, 4 games. Uh, and but I mean, that was his thing. Video games. He loved playing video games.
Did he like any sports? Did he like soccer? Mm.
Okay, I was a soccer coach then
Uh-huh.
in early 2000. So I always have a soccer ball, and I try to teach him, and he was good. He could kick the ball. He understood how, like the basic things like trapping the ball, but he didn't like the sport, right? He didn't like sports. Okay. He played t-ball. I think he played basketball, and I tried to teach him soccer, but he didn't like field sports. Um, he'd rather play video games. But yeah, when he was younger, like elementary school, he played soccer for the Y, and he played t-ball for Pony League or Little League, something like that. But when he went into like middle school and stuff, a little older, he didn't want to be in athletics. He was I mean, he was not out of shape or anything.
Right. No, no.
But he just
But
didn't like
sports was his
sports.
thing. So,
Yeah.
was there a favorite video game that he liked?
If there was, I just don't know because
Okay.
that's not my thing. But oh, I mean, he used to play tournaments with kids all around the world. I don't know how they do it, but they would connect
Mm-hmm.
and they had their tournaments and stuff. And yeah, he was real into video games.
So what I have up here is some photos, right, that
Uh
you have
huh.
shared. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to start to the left? So what is this one here? What's the significance of the sunglasses?
Um, those are Ezekiel's sunglasses, and when I moved in with them in here in Wabash County in 2014. I was having a complete disaster in Goshen in
Mm-hmm.
2014, 15, and I had to get away from Goshen. So his dad said, "Come on, Cruz. If you find a job over here, move over here. I'll give you a place to stay." And etc. So I moved in 2014, and I always like to match my clothes. Like if I'm wearing a blue shirt, I gotta wear a blue band, a hairband, or etc. And um, I was just wearing red, and he had a pair of red sunglasses, so I took them and put them on, and I've kept them ever since. I've had them ever since then.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
hmm Recently, about 2 or 3 years ago, I had do you know what? I don't know what these hats are called, like the Gilligan Island hats. Here, let me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like
a
a
fisherman
captain,
hat.
the fisherman's
Fisherman,
hat. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
fisherman hat. I had one um, that I had kept for years, and it disappeared, right? And one day I was checking out Instagram, and I saw Ezekiel wearing it, and I was like, "Oh, that's where my hat went," right? So
Is
I,
that
I
is that in here anywhere, or that's just
no.
in general? Okay.
Oh
Okay. I just
no,
want to make sure I
no,
didn't
I
miss.
have one similar to it,
Okay.
but no,
Okay.
that had I don't know. I hope it's somewhere in his things. But I made a comment on his Instagram post, and I said, "Hey, Uncle Cruz is mad. I've been looking
Uh-huh.
for that hat, something like that." And he deleted the post. He
Were you
deleted.
embarrassing him?
I thought, no, I was trying to be funny, right? I didn't care. I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Hey, I know where that hat is now." Yeah. And I was trying to be funny, and I think she felt bad or something and deleted the post. Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I have his sunglasses, and a couple other things around here that remind me of him.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so moving to this next is this the young Coach Cruz
That's
right
Coach
here?
Cruz. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. Yeah,
Younger
they
Coach
were,
Cruz.
I think they were around middle school age. That's when I moved in with my friend with
Okay.
Scott, his
Uh-huh.
dad. Yeah, I had to move to Wabash County, and he said, "Come on, Cruiser, kids love you. You're always helping around the house, play soccer, da da da." And so yeah, it was beautiful though. And those I miss those days.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Um, being around and helping around the house, taking them to school, to cheer practice, and etc. I miss those days a lot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And is this Ezekiel right here?
Yeah, that's him. Funny.
Yeah, that's a cute little pose.
Uh-huh.
It really kind of shows character there. Like,
Yeah, we're all trying to be, flashy.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
Y'all look so happy here.
We were.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move to this painting here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I was cleaning his room, helping him with putting clothes up and stuff like that. And I came across that art piece, and it was rolled like into a little tube.
Uh-huh.
And I opened it and I said, "What's this?" And he said, "Oh, that was his art project." And I was
Oh.
like, "Why is it rolled? Why isn't it up on a wall or something?" And he
Uh-huh.
said, "Oh, I don't want it." And I was like, "Can I have it?" And he gave it
Oh.
to me. So I stretched it out and I glued it against a piece of cardboard and made it into what it should be, an art piece on the wall. Yeah, I was. I believe that was like, I'm not 100% sure, but it would have been like eighth or ninth, tenth. I'm sorry, eighth or ninth grade art project. He
Okay.
painted that, and by all means, Ezekiel was not an artist, but he created that painting, and I love it. I mean, it's up in my wall.
Oh.
Yeah,
All right. And so is this Ezekiel, and who's with him here in this
yeah.
photo?
That is Ezekiel and Sophia,
Okay.
and I've met Sophia. She was the person that probably would have been dated him if he was around.
Okay.
They just met like 3 or 4 months ago,
Uh-huh.
and she's in college away from Muskegon, but they were making plans for this summer when she come back from school, and they met, and um it also caused a great impact on her. I
I'm
can tell
sure.
that she cared for him. She was really, she had really bonded with him, and she drove all the way from Muskegon here to Wabash to be at the
Wow.
funeral, and that's where I met her, which is the next picture.
Wow.
Yeah,
So you met that, so what, around the funeral time, or?
yeah, I met her. She came to the funeral, and that's where we connected on Messenger
Uh-huh.
through the posts that were being put out. Um, but I met her here in Wabash. She drove here to Wabash, and we went to a dinner at a church. She came with us. So yeah,
It must be tough, right? I
hmm
mean, so young.
yeah. That she. I mean, look how happy they looked, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Such
I
a
mean, she
sweet
cried the
person.
whole time, man.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I was like, and she had to drive back to
Oh,
Muskegon. I told her just keep texting with me and make sure you make it home. It really affected her. And I know how
right.
that is because a similar situation like what happened with your father, when your
Mhm.
father passed, that week it was hard for me. And
Yeah,
you know, so I could imagine for her, I mean, she she was really affected by what happened to Ezekiel.
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, that
Uh-huh.
could have been, like, one of the first people she knows that passed away, that she looks so
Yeah.
young.
Yeah, it's gonna be mark her like for a long time. She's gonna
Right,
think about this. Yeah, I mean, they could have been out at a movie tonight. You
right.
know.
Yeah, I mean, out of
Mm-hmm.
school.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay, so here's another
Uh
little
huh.
collage.
Uh huh.
So, let's start from
Uh huh.
left to right. So can you
Yeah.
tell us about this photo,
Yeah.
please?
That was at the dinner after the funeral. That whole group there
Okay.
is a group of his friends who came from Michigan to
Wow.
be here and pay the last respects to my nephew. And um, I don't know, it's about 10, 15 kids. But it shows how my nephew had a great impact up in Muskegon. And I mean, for them to drive 3 hours, 3.5 hours, um, it really meant a lot to
Yeah.
us here in Wabash. Um, and they were very nice kids. But it really kind of helped us to have some type of comfort and knowing that he was not alone. He had a
Right.
lot of people who loved him, cared for him, and had fun with him, and enjoyed
Mhm.
his being. It was really special, and I had a great time meeting them.
When did he go to Muskegon? Like what year
Yeah.
approximately?
Well,
Like how long has he been there
the way
for?
it is, he lived in Bloomington. He left Wabash to go to IU,
Okay, okay,
Indiana University, in like 2018 or 19, and he
okay.
was in Bloomington for about 2 years, maybe
Mhm.
a year and a year or so. He was at IU, and then somewhere in there, he had an accident um, traveling to Bloomington,
Uh-huh.
and that really
Oops.
changed a lot. Oops.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm trying to go back.
Okay.
Go ahead, please. Here we go.
It's okay, Peggy. Um, no, I was saying he had a car accident on his way to Bloomington on one of the weekends when he came up to visit, and after that he just didn't want to be there and came back to Wabash. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking that maybe 4 years.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he lived in Muskegon 3 to 4 years, not much. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but it was around 2022 or 23.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because I guess what I'm trying to say is he went to Bloomington. He stayed there a year. Then he came back to Wabash, and in like 2021 or 22, and then all of a sudden, like 3 years ago, he was moving to Michigan. That's all I knew. So he'd been there not very long, about three
Okay.
years. Hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's skip the GoFundMe because I want to spend a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
enough time on
Uh
that. The other picture looks like it's you. Like nice hair, Noe, by
huh.
the way.
That's the,
Um,
the Argentine in me.
yeah. And him, so I mean, graduation, high school
Yeah, that was a
graduation.
good night. That was a good night, man. I actually lived at their home that night, and I remember, getting him ready, and his dad, Scotty, right there. He threw a party for him after the graduate. That's his high school graduation in 2017, I think so. And yeah, we were there for his graduation. And we had a big dinner after the graduation. His dad managed and owned a catering business, so we had it all set up. It was very nice that night. He graduated from Southwood High School in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the Indigrow. I think we're going to go a little bit
Uh
into
huh.
detail on the next slide. But can you? This is in Muskegon, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And can you
Yeah.
explain kind of like what were some of his goals? I think this is a good segue, right?
Yeah. So when he moved to Michigan, during that transition, he worked at Walmart in Wabash.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up moving to Michigan. He worked at Walmart in Michigan, but he moved to Michigan with a purpose. And Indigrow is a dispensary,
Okay.
and his goal was to go into the dispensary industry, to build one, learn the trade, and own one.
Okay.
So he got a job at this place called Indigrow, and everybody loved him there. And that picture there specifically, thanks for putting it up, is the pot there and on the counter. That's the
Uh-huh.
counter where people come in and get their orders served. he created that little whatever you want to call it. It's a little plant in a pot, and he put that. It's a strand of hair and an eyeball or something like that. I can't.
I was wondering what that
But
was.
he
Okay.
created that out of his
Uh-huh.
creativity to use it as a decoration on the counter of the business, and they
Okay.
loved it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
one of his
Good, like,
coworkers.
I'm sure you got a million questions, but it's a good way to like icebreaker in a way.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sorry, really.
I thought it was very special because the coworker who showed me it, she was crying the whole time, man, and it was like we loved it so much we used it for our counterpiece.
Okay.
Yeah, at the business.
All right. Thank you. Okay. So the next photo here, it looks like
Uh-huh.
it's the two of you.
Mm.
Is that a ice rink?
No, it's that's the Ball State Gymnasium in
Oh,
Muncie,
I'm way off
Indiana.
there.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
that picture. Every time I see it, it hits me. That's the last time that I spent with him.
Oh,
That was in May of 2025.
okay.
That's the last time I saw him.
Okay. All right. I think, sorry, this is a little bit redundant, but
Yeah,
here's
we w-
the photos we had talked about. And here's a
yeah
picture of him closer up at graduation.
we met at Muncie, Indiana, for his sister's graduation from Ball State
Okay.
last year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So she went to Ball State.
yeah, she
Okay.
went to Ball State.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
1 year ago already. Huh.
Yeah, it was May 3rd of 25. And that night, man,
Hmm.
I went to the graduation, and I should have spent more time with them because not a lot of the family was able to be there. But I decided to leave early, or not early, but right after graduation, because I wanted to go to explore Muncie. I was looking for uh, what's the name of that guy? Fields. Was
Oh,
it
Elvis Fields?
Elvis Field? Yeah, I was on this mode that I was gonna try and find. Somebody had told me that Elvis Fields had moved to Muncie. So I
Mm-hmm.
went to the graduation and left to go run around town looking for Elvis Fields, and I didn't find him. But I should have stayed with them and go to
Mm-hmm.
dinner with them after the graduation. And I kind of beat myself over that
Yeah, I
because I
know.
could have spent more time with him, and I was looking for Elvis Fields.
I know exactly what you're saying,
You know?
Noe. I do. It's just all this time, on
Yeah,
the
like the next
tragedy
day.
brings like us together twice,
The
and
next day, I saw posts of my niece's graduation and Ezekiel and her boyfriend having a
uh-huh.
great time, and I was like, I should have been there, not driving around all over Muncie looking for Elvis Fields. And yeah, it bothers me that I did that, man. But yeah, that was the last time I
What
saw
can you
him.
do? Yeah,
Hmm.
just like it's a learning experience, really. It's just like, time is so short,
Yeah.
That's what I went through, and it's just I wish I had more of those, times I could have spent doing other things.
Hmm.
We all
Well,
do.
like
We all
I
do. It's a
remember when
normal
when
feeling.
when your father passed.
Uh-huh.
I was it was a huge load that hit me because I was like, she was on the phone with me and her dad passed, and I was like, she should have been with her dad, and I was like, I felt some kind of a heavy load because I feel like she should have been with her dad or talking to him, or I don't know,
Well, he was at
and,
work, so,
uh-huh,
but yeah, I know what you're
or
saying.
talking to your mom, and
Right.
here you are talking to Cruz, or no, and I'm like, oh well, I don't know if you get it, but there was a lot of sadness when
Yeah.
that happened to you. I talked extensively with my pastor about it. We prayed over your father and you and your family.
Thank you, knowing.
Yeah, you know that.
But yeah, I was just putting things into perspective. Really, it's just like, it's just it's life. You
Mhm.
wish you had more time, and wish, when you don't realize it until something happens, right? Where you're like, okay, I should have spent time doing things that matter, and it's a learning experience. Don't beat yourself up on it. I mean, it is what it is. But
Right. Yep, it
yeah.
is.
All right.
All right.
Okay, the GoFundMe. Okay.
Yeah, just a little note there, just to show how much people appreciated him and cared for him, uh, because obviously, these things
Mm-hmm.
cost a lot of money, and
Right.
I don't know. I guess they put it up. Um, my niece put it up, but when I looked at it, I donated some money into it, and I thought like you guys, some people will help or whatever. But within a few days, then I went back to look at it, and it was like 90%
Mm-hmm.
um, raised. The money was 90% of it was
Yeah,
raised, and I
yeah,
was
I
like,
see that.
that gave me like even
18,000.
more comfort, and like a lot of people cared for this kid. You know what I'm
That is,
saying?
yeah,
I was like, man, I tried to raise $500 when I got out of the cage in January. I only made like 300, you know. But it just really, I was like, oh, that was so cool, that so many people cared for him, and it showed. And I guess that's what I'm trying to convey here.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
know how hard it is to
So are
raise
they
money on
still
GoFundMe.
accepting, like, do they have everything covered as far as,
And
or are they still, have
um,
expenses that,
well, I
we,
think luckily it's covered, and
okay,
but I
okay.
think I heard, I talk to my wife every day, and I understand that the people here in Wabash, the funeral service in Wabash,
Mm-hmm.
are not taking any money from the family. They want to wait till the legal
Okay.
proceedings take place, and if all chances, they're gonna charge his family for the expenses. But I don't know 100% sure, but I think my wife had mentioned something similar to that. So they're not pressuring.
Well,
Um,
that's really kind. That's
yeah,
really
yeah,
kind of them.
yeah. But I
What
mean,
what funeral home? Maybe we can give them a plug here, because
mhm.
that's very
and,
nice.
and to all the people who donated to the GoFundMe for Ezekiel, like I want to give them a great shout out and thank you. Uh, because you know how GoFundMe is, they take 30% or whatever it is. It's
Mhm.
hard. I've never seen a GoFundMe or that work this way for something like this. Other than
Right.
just people caring for my nephew, I think that was the best message here. I was impressed with it.
Right. And I mean, even like because it was nice of the funeral home to do that, but there's still, expenses, right? As far as
Yes.
the burial, the
Mm-hmm.
vaults, the flowers, I mean, it goes goes on and on and on. I couldn't even believe it when I went through it, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
questions, it's like everyone wants to ask the question. Like, it's a lot. So that, yeah, that does help a lot. So, thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really nice of everyone to donate.
It was very nice of everyone. It's just knowing that so many people cared about them and
Right.
loved them. It's
Pretty compelling,
yeah.
because you see these GoFundMe's, and sometimes they just don't make
They
it past
don't work that well. So
400. So, wow, that's that's great.
mhm.
Sure went a long way.
And also
One less thing to worry about.
then also like the funeral service people, that they've been very nice about
Yeah.
it, and they're not pressuring the family or anything like that. And they're trying to
Mhm.
work so that the expense goes to his family.
Right.
Hmm.
All right. Okay, so the next slide here is a video. right? So
Yeah.
we kind of had a intro to that by accident. So I'm gonna play
So,
it.
okay.
Hopefully the sound, people can hear the sound. So please put in the chat if you have a difficult time hearing. And I'm going to
Alexis. I had met Zeke through working at Lucky's. We were working together for a couple months to a year, and I met Zeke through Alexis while he was working with her at Lucky's. He was a very sweet, kind man. I had a great relationship with him throughout the 2 years that I've met him. He was someone that taught me a lot of kindness, but I think the most inspiring thing that Zeke taught all of us here in Muskegon and friends and family was that don't be afraid to go after what you want. He was never afraid of that. And always love. He would always say, always love your people. That's the most important thing I feel like I took from him, for sure. All he cared about was people.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I met Alexis and Aaron at Indigrow, and they had at some point were co-workers with him. And I mean, the words describe everything that who he was. There's not even not an ounce of nothing negative on him, man. Like the kind of trouble he ever got into was like if he didn't wash the dishes or do the dishes or take his dog Prince out on time. You know, there's it's just crazy that that would happen to him.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if that's the worst, I mean, it sounds like an amazing person. I go through that every day at my house
I mean,
with my kids. That's nothing.
yeah,
Yeah. But it seems like he really had an impact on these two young ladies as far as just how he carried himself and his personality and just he seems like a very, very kind person based on what they were saying.
extensively kind.
Yeah. All right, let's move forward.
Alexis.
Oh,
I had met Zeke through working at Lucky's.
all right, okay.
And we've decided that we're
Like we got two of them going at the same time. Sorry
Oh,
about
they
that.
are.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So this
That's,
is more of his coworkers,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So on the left here, we'll start right there. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
hit play.
never going to give this locker to another employee.
Oh, really? Thank
Yeah,
you.
it'll always
Thank
be
you for
his.
that.
That's one of the ladies co-worker who spent a lot of time with Ezekiel,
Uh-huh.
and she pretty much showed me the break room and the facility there, um and took me to his locker. And what caught my what made it very special and caught my attention, like they're retiring his locker. I thought that
Uh-huh.
was like cool, and I said, can I record this? And yeah,
Oh,
it was very sweet. She took me through the whole place, and she was at the front desk. So yeah, she gave me a chance to record that and have it, his locker.
that's sweet. Okay, so we're gonna hear the other one, the other
Here
coworker.
at work in Indigrow, he's very much loved and very much missed.
That was okay.
Yeah,
So this was
Deb,
uh-huh.
go ahead.
No. Go, please.
Okay, yeah, Deb is Deb and her son own the business, and she worked a lot with Zeke, and she was Ezekiel's Michigan mom.
Okay. Did
And
she
she
go to
shared.
the funeral? I
No,
thought
she
no.
no, she wasn't
Okay.
there. But they've had a couple of events. I think they had a vigil and a memorial
Uh-huh.
since he passed away there at Indigrow, and a lot of people showed up. But no, she was not here for the funeral.
Okay.
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
My name is Dexter
copy.
Brown, and
Okay.
I woke up at about 5:30.
Let me pause this. I just want to make sure. So now we're
Hmm.
getting into our second part of the segment here, which is going to speak to what what happened to him, and so I'm going to start at this video.
Okay.
Saturday morning, April 25th, 2026, and I just woke up to what I thought was just a normal, situation with a domestic dispute, and then next thing I know, I'm looking at a homicide. So I immediately checked my cameras. I saw cops walking through the yard, and then next thing I know, I see first responders pulling up. I see the stretcher coming out. I see the floodlights coming on, and from that point on, I'm just like, oh, they're pulling someone out, and before you know it, it was just like, okay, we're dealing with a official homicide. 9 cops, 2 detectives, and still have no idea like what really went on in there. But I checked my cameras and immediately saw Dominic walking out, reported that to the cops, and the rest is history. And now that he's been charged, finally, hopefully we can have some peace and closure. But at this point, it's just the neighborhood will not be the same. But we try to get back to some normalcy, and hopefully all the family is doing well, and prayers to everyone involved, and hopefully everyone can find peace and closure, because that's just not the way anybody should be going out. So.
Okay, Peggy.
Okay, so this was all recorded. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Before I speak on Dex, this gentleman,
Uh-huh.
I wanted to say that the video before the one that you played, Deb, that lady, the owner of the business, I just want to say thank you. And when I met her, it was like there was this bond and this feeling that she gave me, and she described herself as Ezekiel's Michigan's mom. Like anytime that Ezekiel would come into work and something was bothering him, um, he would go up to her and say, "I need a mom hug," and she would hug him and to make things better for the day for Zeke. Yeah, because he missed his mom. He was about 13 or 14 when his mom passed away. So Deb is very special, and I want to thank her for the words that she shared with me, and for being Ezekiel's Michigan's mom. And
Oh,
for the events that she plans in the future, and everything that Indie Girl has done for my
wow.
nephew. I want to thank her so much. I just connected very well with her. I'm happy I met her and went up to see the business and all that. Yep,
She sounds like an amazing woman.
she is. She's very nice. I talked to her on Messenger. Now we're friends. Yep.
Oh,
Okay. Now this gentleman here, he is. I want to thank him as well. Dex Brown. He reported it to the police. He was essential in the apprehension of the shooter, and he's a good guy. I talked to him for a few minutes. We face to face,
mm-hmm.
and you know, we talked a little bit off camera, and he was like, I mean, it's like nobody can understand why this happened. It was
Right.
just a night of some kids going out, and then there's a murder right next to his house, and he was essential in the apprehension of the shooter. I want to thank him for that.
So in this video here, I
Mhm.
noticed you captured a couple things here, right? The view from the house, right?
Mhm.
Dex's house.
Mhm.
There's a camera
Mhm.
here. And I also thought I had seen some holes in the siding. I don't know if that's related or not. Is that accurate? Is it just they're not bullet holes, are they?
I'm not sure,
Okay.
but I believe
From this
that.
incident, that's what I'm talking
Huh?
Yeah, from this incident,
No, yeah, I don't know
Okay.
if that has anything to do with the shooting, but what I do know, because I went to the proceeding in Muskegon, is that he shot him one time.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So that night, can you tell everyone what led them going to because he didn't start out at this house, correct? There
Right.
was can you go into what was his last night?
Yeah, his last night, and I did do the round. I pretty much backtracked and went to all the as
Right.
much as I could do, but I believe he went out with a group of kids, and they went to a local pub.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they were at a pub called Mike's. They were at another pub called Rag Dad's, I think. Rag Dad's. And anyway, so they make their way around. It seemed like a normal night. I talked to the bartenders, and as many people as I could. It seemed like a normal night. There was nothing that indicated that there was going to be a fight or arguing. They they hung out. They played pool, and then they left. So four of these
Mm-hmm.
kids decide to go to this house, which is the one you just asked about, the neighbor's house, and they decide to go there to play cards.
Okay.
hmm So this is after hours. It's after the pubs close, and then I believe after hearing the testimony from the witnesses, I believe they were there for about 2 hours. They played cards. They were drinking, and nobody expected something like that to happen.
Right.
There was no argument. There was no fighting or anything like that. Just the shooter gets up, goes to his car. He comes back in, and he starts flashing a gun. And the
Just like
first,
that. Not nothing.
and then the first chance that he has, along with my nephew, he shoots him in the chest.
Mm.
That's what happened. But no indication of, I mean, like on posts or whatever people's talking about, drug deal gone bad. Nope. The girlfriend element. Nope. Did Ezekiel owe him something? Nope. Did nothing.
Nothing.
It's
Just
it's a
something
senseless
just
murder.
yeah, absolutely.
I
Something
can't
just
make
flipped.
sense of it.
Yeah, that's not nuts. I mean, they were younger kids. This is just like a, night out with
hmm
friends, and I'm sure no one's seen that coming. That's crazy. How long did he know this person the person that
Yeah,
Dominic is his name, correct?
Dominic Piercy. Well, what I understand is that they were friends on social media,
Okay.
and they were acquaintances. They were not close friends.
Mm-hmm. Like a friend of a friend type of
Yeah,
thing.
type of thing. a circle of friends. You bring more friends in, and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
they were not close friends. They did not have, this go out every weekend or anything like that. But they would end up in the same spot here or there, and that was it.
How big is Muskegon for those that
Oh
don't know?
Lord, oh Lord,
Would you
Muskegon.
say this is a bigger city or
Yeah, it's a bigger city. I'm not going to say it's a small town, like
right?
small town Indiana. No, uh, it's kind of like Fort Wayne,
Okay, okay.
sort of. Maybe a little
Uh-huh.
smaller than Fort Wayne, but yeah,
But it's not expansive where, it would be common for people to see each other in
yeah.
local hangouts. So yeah, okay.
I mean,
Uh,
the local hangout is pretty cool. I went to all of them. Well, you
okay.
know me, I'm a professional. Um, I went to all of them, and it's a nice size little downtown with a circle. Um, yeah.
So they went and played cards
Mm-hmm.
and just guy got up, went to his vehicle,
Came back
and
in.
came back in. Nothing. Nope.
Yeah, and
Just,
I sat through the whole testimony, and
uh-huh.
the two witnesses were saying that they were gathered together in the living room, and
Mhm.
this kid kept flashing a gun to them, flashing it. He had it in his waist, and he was acting weird, asking weird questions like, "Do I look normal?" or things like that. And they were not expecting that. I asked one of the kids, like, okay, how did my nephew and Dominic ended up in the kitchen alone?
Mhm.
They didn't know. It was like just got out to go get a beer, or
Right.
there was no signs of any altercation or anything. I specifically asked the lead detective, Detective Alamillo. I said, look, man, I have 4 questions for you, and just tell me. Is this like some kind of drug related stuff? No. Okay. Was there a girlfriend involved? Because that's what I heard. Nope. He doesn't even know why. They're trying to figure out why this kid would shoot my
Right.
nephew. Yeah.
So what happened immediately after this? And I think you kind of brushed on
hmm
that, but so allegedly
The
Dominic,
the kid
right?
who the kid who lived there,
Uh-huh.
Derek, which was one of the witnesses, he said that they were like freaking out, and he told Dominic, "You have to leave." But they were concerned about their safety too.
Right, right.
He
Yeah,
had a
because he's
gun,
already, yeah,
and I
he's
said, "Please, you gotta go. You gotta
flashing
go."
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they go look in the kitchen, and my nephew's on the floor,
Wow.
and he's like gasping for air. So they call 911,
Mm-hmm.
and Dominic left.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Um,
So right afterwards, he
yeah,
leaves. He
yeah.
gets in
Luckily, he didn't
his
shoot more people. I don't know
right.
what,
Yeah.
but yeah, they were just
Probably
freaking out.
intoxicated too.
Yeah,
He
yeah. I mean, they were drinking,
right,
obviously.
of
Yeah,
course. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying he leaves, he gets in his car,
drunk
and then
with a
drunk
gun.
with a yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness. I mean, like no one else got hurt.
This
Not that
happens at
this is enough for
like
this one
five.
tragedy,
This is at 5:40 a.m.
right?
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
All right. So, do you want to go to this next video here, or would you like me to go into one of these other, the suspect turns himself in, witness tells
Yeah.
fourth
If you want to play a clip first, that's fine. One of
okay.
the news reports. I'm gonna.
Oops.
While you do that, I'm gonna run to the kitchen. I'll be right back.
Oops. Oh, I'm on the wrong.
Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get it queued up because I got to go into another window. So let me make sure I'm sharing this. Let me do a new share. No, actually, let me click on the other one while I'm here. I want that one. All right, so we are going to. Okay. Sorry, everyone. All right. Let's go into this one video. Muskegon murder suspect turns himself in on a 911 call. All right. Weird. All right. Hope y'all can see my screen.
We begin at 5:30 with continuing coverage of a deadly shooting out of Muskegon. Their 10-year side has obtained the 911 calls the moments a murder suspect turned himself in. Their 10-year side's Callie Lichter has been following this case. And Callie, what is in that call?
Elena, Dominic Piercy is on the phone with dispatch from the moments he pulls into a gas station through law enforcement showing up and arresting him.
911, is this an emergency?
No, my name is Dominic Piercy, and I have a felony warrant on me right now. And I was told to call you guys and let you know where I am.
Hours after a statewide alert was initiated for his arrest, Dominic Piercy sounded calm as he called Jackson County Dispatch and turned himself in.
What's your warrant for, do you know?
I believe it is felony murder.
That warrant was for the death of 28-year-old Zeke Wysong on McGilwraith Street in Muskegon. Police say he shot Wysong that morning and left in his Camry.
What happened? Do you want to tell me what happened?
I'm going to have to talk to a lawyer.
In the nearly 9.5-minute 911 call obtained by 13 on your side through a Freedom of Information request, Piercy called dispatch from a gas station in Jackson, Michigan. As the dispatcher continued to ask questions to calm Piercy, he kept on saying he would like a lawyer.
No intentions of hurting anybody else, right?
I don't have any intentions of hurting anyone.
The phone call continues as Piercy was taken into custody.
Come and stop. Go down to both knees. Put your hands on top of your head. Okay, just like that until you're told to do anything else. You understand? Yes, sir.
Keeping the same calm demeanor and complying with officers' actions. We are still working to confirm additional details of the case, Elena.
All right, we're going to play the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is that. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's do this. Let's play that other video because this is here at the arraignment, right?
Okay.
And then we will go into what was the testimony of the witness, one of the witnesses that were there at this court date. Oh, do I have to do a new share? I think I do. Yes, I do.
Oh no.
All right, get in there. Get in there. Here we go. Should have just, oh. Well, let's try this. Third time's a charm. Here we go. All right. So this is.
Yeah, he was in my court this morning.
There he is.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you were there. You took that footage, correct?
Yeah. Yep. I wanted to catch him on footage, and I did.
Hmm.
So that's him entering the. Oh God, I forgot it. I think it was Court 2 or whatever it was, Muskegon County. They walk him down that long hallway. I asked the personnel there because I wanted to catch him on footage, and I just didn't know if they get transported from a county jail to the municipal building or whatever. But they told me no, that the jail was there in the same building, and he would be coming in from this direction and down the hallway. So I positioned myself and waited, and patiently waited there until they brought him in because the hearing was scheduled like at 10:30 a.m. But you know they always
Okay.
run a few minutes late, so
Right.
I waited there until they walked him in, and I saw him, and I caught that footage.
Yeah, he looks like really nonchalant in a way, just my opinion.
It's crazy with this kid. Anyway, you got the next one there.
Yes.
I believe that's one of the guys that was there.
Okay.
Do you ever, at some point during the course of the evening while you're playing cards, do you ever see Dominic with a gun?
Not up until it happened.
Okay, when was the first time you would have seen Dominic with a gun?
Seemed like everything was fine, and then he flashed me to my memory. This is what happened to my memory. He flashed me the weapon while we were kind of still at the table, and he asked me if it was real or not. And I said no, it kind of looked fake, or spray painted or something. And then he stood up and went into the kitchen, and I remember him cocking it, and it seemed like one of the bullets got jammed, and then he ended up sliding it back in, and then all of a sudden I was like, please don't point that at me. And then he just kind of raised and shot Zeke, and I thought he got shot in the head. Well, I guess I had read some things, he got shot in the chest, but I thought it was a headshot.
Now, putting aside what you read, what observations did you make that led you to conclude it was a headshot?
Just the angle of, I don't know, and again, I was drinking too, but it just looked like he shot him in the head to me, and which I thought was weird because he was still gasping, and I thought he got shot. I don't know, it was hard to see.
Were you able to see Dominic actually shoot Ezekiel Wysong?
Yeah, it was right in the kitchen. I was looking at it. I was staring at the gun that's all I couldn't stop staring at the gun once it slid in, so I guess maybe I miscalculated the angle.
Wow.
He was trying to explain. He saw the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Out of the two kids that were there, he had the better view. He said he thought, he saw him pull it out and shoot him in the head, but it turned out he actually shot him in the. That's why he says he couldn't understand why Ezekiel was still gasping for air.
Right.
Right. But he thought it shot him in the head, but he actually shot him in the chest, and he just saw him go down. Now the other kid that was there had not that good of a view, and he testified that he heard the shot, and then he saw Ezekiel fall. He only saw him fall, but this kid right here saw the whole thing right in front of him. I guess the kitchen and the living room, the way they're set up. This guy, I forgot his name. This kid had the better view, and he testified that he flashed the gun a couple times right before the incident,
right.
And then the next time the next thing he knows is he's pulling it out and he shoots Ezekiel.
Here's the thing that I observed here, just based on his testimony, is like I can't foresee a way that he can say this accidentally ejected from his gun, because it jammed, and he still, attempt
slid it back in place.
Not like he was just showing everyone, flashing it.
See, Peggy, that kind of bothers me that the state of Michigan is going with murder 2 other than murder 1. And that's fine. That's okay. It's still murder, and it still carries life in prison. But I mean, he flashed the gun, he racked it up, and then he had the chance to still like put the bullet in place because it got
Right.
jammed, and then shoots my nephew. Somehow they're charging him with murder too. They claim that there was no intent to shoot him, and one thing that really bothered me, and look, I understand that defense attorneys have a job, but the defense attorney was trying to make it sound like, oh, it wasn't his fault. It was the drugs. There was booze. They were drinking. They were at the bars. They went to that bar and they went here, and they were all drinking. He should be charged with negligent murder.
Wow. Yeah.
I was sitting in the court, man. And I was like, if this judge grants that what the defense attorney is requesting of Percy, it was an negligent murder, I'm gonna flip out. Thank God, man.
Right.
When I read when the judge said there's enough probable cause to charge him with second degree murder, I was like, relief, But that attorney tried very hard to make it seem like, oh, it was negligent because he was drunk. Come on, man. I thought it was a little disrespectful to
Yeah, I think
Ezekiel's.
so too. I mean, he wasn't drunk enough to go all the way into his vehicle, come all the way in, joke around about it, then, walk up to your nephew, and then was able to, it jammed, cleared that jam.
Yeah, he reloaded it. He wrapped it. Yeah.
Pretty sober there. So like that, I think this testimony right here pretty much sealed the deal.
Seals it, yeah.
Yeah.
For murder too, I suppose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see any way out.
And I've told members of the family that as long as they murder too still carries life in prison, okay? Or the law says life in prison or any amount of years. So, I mean, if they don't give him life in prison, I mean, a good like 50 or 60 or 70 years, any amount of years. So I just hope that the state of Michigan is going to do the right thing to bring justice to Ezekiel.
Too, what was interesting too is, when you had stepped out, I played one of the YouTube clips when he calls in the 911 call, and he knew he was being charged with felony murder.
Right.
So there was obviously a warrant issued. I'm just curious why they went with that from the beginning. Just a thought.
Yeah, I don't understand the law as much but what I gathered was that the murder too, they probably have like a slam dunk case if they charge him with the murder too. So the prosecutor is gonna do that, because if he can't prove intent on a first degree murder charge and the guy walks, then that's not.
Right.
It's not a good prosecutor.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, it could be it carries life or whatever.
Yeah. And I as a family member and I hope he gets life in sentence. And may God bless him. But if not, for some odd reason, his attorney tries to say he was drunk and shot him or whatever, then okay, well then give him 50 years or 60. I mean, that's the second best option. Or a fair option. The second fair option for what he done.
When is the next court date?
I have no clue. The prosecutor told me it'd be months. They had a pre-trial hearing last week, but I believe that was only for the attorneys to discuss plea deals. It was not an open hearing. The prosecutor said to me that it may take months before they go back.
Sorry, I'm like turning off my camera. You're turning yours off.
You noticed?
It's funny.
Yeah.
So we're waiting, and I think you're trying to get the PCA, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to mail it to me, but at this point, I really don't need it because I heard the whole testimony right there.
That's true.
I was there. Yeah, that I mean that. Um, the way it works out in Michigan, they had a preliminary hearing. They
Uh-huh.
brought two witnesses. They presented the case, and the judge accepted it. So I guess, and if I get the PCA, I mean, I'm still gonna have to pay $2 a page. They're supposed to mail it to me, but I
Mm-hmm.
really don't need it because I already saw and heard for
Right.
myself what the PCA is gonna tell me.
Mm-hmm.
hmm They didn't have it ready because that's the first thing I did when I arrived to the municipal building in Muskegon. I went to the clerk's office and I requested the PCA. I want to read it. And
Right,
they said,
right.
I'm sorry, but we don't have it ready yet. It's not open to the public. You can request it and we'll mail it to you. And I said, okay, give me the paper. And I fill it out and it's in the process. But like I said, I already heard everything that I had to hear that I'm going to read on the PCA. So
I'm just looking up right now as far as Michigan's speedy trial rule, like if it automatically defaults or let's see. So in Michigan, delays exceeding approximately 18 months can create a perception of prejudice. So they have a 180-day rule. So Michigan has a statutory 180-day rule for incarcerated defendants already serving prison sentences and where pending Michigan charges exist. So, what else does this say? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if he doesn't insert a speedy, right, there's not one that defaults. Other than a 180-day rule, but it sounds like he's charged, right? So that's really not
Oh
appealable.
yeah. The state, the judge, the court accepted the charge for second-degree murder. He's going to be convicted of murder.
Okay, so I'm going to move on if you don't mind for me on
Yeah,
the
let's
next
do it.
slide here.
Okay.
All right. So, do you want me to play this video first, or do you want to talk about what's on here?
Let's play just put the image of him, the one that says murder formally charged. Or murder formal charges. I'm sorry. Now let's put that on first and we'll talk a little bit.
It's not a short right now, but I believe I need to go into a separate folder for that, which we can. So let me
I thought that was just an image.
Oh, okay, but it says short on the corner, so I wasn't sure if you
Okay.
wanted me to play
No,
that or
no, it's
not.
just the image. We don't.
Yeah. So this is you want to talk about that?
Okay. I spent the whole day in Muskegon. The day of his preliminary charges. That's Dominic Piercy. And the first thing that it hit me when I first got the news and I saw the coverage basically on the internet. When I first saw that image, I thought that was my nephew. Okay. But as I read the story, I was like, wait a second. I mean, I was a little confused, but after talking to several people, and kind of like running into his family at the court proceedings, what I gathered about this kid is that he was just he started doing using drugs and getting into like hanging out with the bad crowd or whatever. Uh, his demeanor changed. He he was not, he was not polite anymore and that sort of thing. And I believe that the Dominic, okay, because there were a few rumors going around about uh, my nephew had tried to contact one of his ex-girlfriends or girlfriends, and Dominic shot him because of that, or uh, anything that had to do drug related. It's just not there. Um, but talking to some of the bartenders and the witnesses, the lead detective, the prosecutor, this kid, it's a senseless murder. I mean, he killed my nephew for absolutely no reason, bro. Uh,
Right.
and I think that Dominic wanted to be Ezekiel. Ezekiel had a cool job. He had a lot of friends. All the girls loved him. Uh, he was sweet, kind, well spoken. And Dominic was totally the opposite. But if you look at that picture, man, I mean, I think Dominic wanted to have Ezekiel's life, and but he couldn't. He was just not didn't have good charisma. He got into drugs, um, kind of like kid kicking the can down the road to see where it land type of kid. And that
Mhm.
night at the party or at the after hours gathering, he just wanted Zeke to be gone so that he could take Ezekiel's place. And I hope he does
Is this
behind bars.
uh-huh. Is this is his mugshot, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I
Doesn't
thought
it look like he's smirking there?
he's weird in a way. Yeah.
That is like for somebody that is facing and he admits it on the 911, right? Call. He's wanted for felony murder. He turns himself in. Thank goodness,
Uh-huh.
clearly. And then this is the mugshot where it's very sadistic, in my opinion.
His whole demeanor, those the 911 call, his demeanor, the few times that I've heard him speak, the
Mhm.
way he walked to the into the courtroom, like everything about him is just sadistic. He
Mhm.
has displayed no remorse. His family, including, just like it's a game, a video game or something. I don't understand that.
Speaking of family, um, so we have a couple images up here that
Hmm.
you. So this is something that you took, right? Waiting. Can you talk a little bit more about this? So this is obviously outside the courthouse.
Right. Yeah, I talked to some of Ezekiel's friends outside the courthouse, and I talked to um, a reporter from the local news channel there. And when I walked to my car, I saw the family out there, and they're acting like nothing happened, or it's fun, or I don't know. It's they've expressed no remorse. I've reached out to some of the family members, specifically Dominic's sister, with sending her a simple message: "Why did your brother murder my nephew?" Um, and of course, there was no reply. I sent her a news report, and they just nothing, man. It's like they're not crying because they're family members might be going to prison for life. They're not worried. They don't show any type of compassion or nothing, man.
Were they like this in the courtroom too?
Yes.
And the image on the bottom, I know it's hard to see. I kind of wanted to get everything fit in here. Who is the person that is raising her hand?
That's Dominic Piercy's mother. Her name is Tara Theodore. Oh, and she's having a blast out in the parking lot there. I mean, like, yee-hoo, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the mother of Dominic.
Let me see if I could get this photo a better angle of this. All right, so let me do a new share here. Can you see it, Noe?
Yeah. Yeah, the lady in the back raising her hand. I don't know who the other lady is. She's on the phone, but that's Dominic's mother, Tara.
Okay. Okay.
And that was outside the court building.
But was that towards you, or was she, I mean, signaling to somebody else, or like?
No, well, it was towards me because
Okay.
as I was leaving the parking lot, I stopped and I mean, this is Coach Cruz and I approved this message, right? I mean, I recorded I mean, why? It's public. But anyway,
Mhm.
so they just started having a blast because they were being recorded, I guess. I don't know. Peggy?
I'm here. I was gonna see if I
Okay.
was gonna pull up another.
Yeah, but that
Oh,
picture,
there's a
that's
video of it. You want me to
yeah,
play
that's
the video?
yeah, what you showed is a screenshot of the
Uh-huh.
video. I took a
Okay.
video. It's an 8-second video.
Okay. Let me play that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh no, it's by the.
All right. So I'm leaving the court building, Peggy, and
Mm-hmm.
I drive right by them. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, I knew who they were because we were in the courtroom together, and I just something in me. I stopped my vehicle and opened the door and grabbed my phone and I recorded them and they noticed me. Obviously, you can see that they're looking at me. They're looking straight at my camera and they start dancing.
I'm lost for words.
I mean, don't you think that a family like that whose son is facing a murder charge would be like crying, holding each other or worried? Or would they at least have come to me and said, I'm sorry that my son shot your nephew or something else other than fucking butt twerking? That's his family. That's his mother, his sister, and the big guy there.
Uh-huh.
That is his sister's boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
Um, him and I have had some exchanges on Messenger. And he's just inappropriate.
Yeah, that's just very tasteless. And
He sent me a message saying that I was harassing his family by sending them news reports, and I was like, I think your family harassed my family. Okay,
mhm.
so I don't know. Let's just not go there. But that kid, give me a second.
Sure, take your time.
Trying to figure out what's his name. His last name is Jones. His name is Hunter Jones. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and I after I send him that video, I sent him that video, and
Mhm.
I asked him, "Do you like what you see?" And Hunter Jones replied to me, "Yes, I do. I see my lovely girlfriend and her mother and the people that I care about."
Hmm.
That's what he replied to me. Um, so we got into it, and I blocked him. He blocked me, whatever. Case is that that's what you see in that family. That's who Dominic was or is. Who Dominic is. It's just a careless, cold-blooded murderer.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. All right, so I'm gonna play this one, Noe. This is another video you sent over.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
He is getting escorted back to jail from the
Uh-huh.
court proceeding, and um, what he's doing there is he's blowing a kiss to his family. I was sitting right across the aisle from them in the front section of the courtroom. Um, as soon as the judge granted the second-degree murder charge, I put my notebook together and I exited the court because I wanted to catch him outside the court, which I did. And I didn't see that happen. But the reporter who was there, Callie Litchker from News 13 in Muskegon, captured that, and somebody posted it on Facebook or something. So, Dominic gets a chance to blow kisses to his family and live. And like, we don't get to see Ezekiel again. We don't get to blow kisses to Ezekiel or hug him, have Christmases with him, or any of that. And it to me, it was just like, you call it sadistic, or just this kid has no emotion, no feelings, no. I mean, even that kiss, it's it's a weird kiss. I don't know. It's the way he looks at them and his motions.
Uh-huh.
It sickened a lot of people.
Yeah, it's pretty sickening to me. Okay, so I have, oops, another video queued up here. Oops, do this.
Oh no, I got
What happened?
20% battery.
Okay. Well, I think
Yeah,
we're almost done.
we're in good shape.
Yeah,
20
we can
All
wrap
right.
this up, and there's more to come, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately and unfortunately. Okay, so I'm gonna play this one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. That's Dominic Piercy. I think he posted that on Instagram or TikTok or somewhere. And the neighbor who caught him, whose cameras caught him leaving the scene of the crime, sent me that. Uh, he sent me that he told me that he was just the kid had been acting weird for a while. Got
Uh-huh.
into drugs, harsh drugs. Uh, Also important to note that he had an ounce of cocaine, um, had a gun. He fled. I mean, so he'd been acting weird. And another thing that I learned from one of the bartenders at think this pub was Mike's Pub or something like that. I believe that Dominic had threatened my nephew along with other kids. He was gonna shoot them, or I'll shoot you, or something to that extent. Like a week prior to the shooting, he had made threats about shooting someone, and he did.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to the smirk again, it's kind of this really speaks premeditated to me. And maybe the prosecution can build a case. I don't know if they can up the charges at this point, but it does seem like a game to him.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And look at where he's got that from, because his own family is acting like that. I mean, who wears something like that to court to begin with? I'm sorry. I'm just like, what the heck? Like the one chick, I don't know, but like for him to blow kisses
Mm-hmm.
and that smirk and that mugshot photo, and just how he's in court blowing kisses, and the 911 call. You add those all up, and it does. In that video we just watched, I mean, that video is like it
He
was a
was going. He
fantasy
was
for
going to
him.
shoot someone.
Exactly. That's
Thought
how
of
I
it.
take that. Like he is.
Um, the way it is right now, a second-degree murder, the max is still life in prison, and I hope that the prosecutor asks for that.
Mhm.
And if we can't get that, then the
I mean, if
next
you, yeah, you,
the next best of that, which is any number of years. I mean, the law states clearly any number of years, could be 100 or it could be one. Um, I don't know what happened in this pre-trial that they had last week, and I don't know. We'll have to find out and see. I mean, we as a family, I truly believe that um, we. I mean, as much as tick for tag or whatever, it's just the law states life in prison for second degree, and I really hope that the state of Michigan pursues the max. And if they can get the max, then they're gonna deal with the defense attorney, and it's got anything over 50 or 60. I mean, come on.
yeah. I mean, the evidence
Mm-hmm.
is pretty strong. So hopefully there will be a plea of guilty and give I mean, never can get closure for something like this, but at least,
Yeah.
the very least, you could, the family can, put this behind them and grieve and remember Zeke.
Yeah, bring justice
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Zeke. Uh, one of the nicest kids. Everybody loved him. I mean, he was kind, sweet, funny, goofy, very nice.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Noe, Uncle
Yeah,
Cruz.
one of the hardest things, I've been close friends with his dad for years.
Mhm.
It's my family. I married into the family. Spent Christmases, Thanksgivings, birthdays, and when we were at the funeral home, Scott and his daughter, Isabel, Ezekiel's sister. When I saw them hold hands and just cry, you know, together, and when he spoke and he mentioned, that was his boy, and the minute he was born, he was proud of him, and Zeke was a good son. He always shared good times. He had a lot of love, and it was hard
Yeah.
to be there, and a lot of people who showed up, his uncles, cousins. We were all just like, we couldn't believe we were there, man.
Well, we will
It's tough.
continue to follow this through,
Yeah.
and
I,
um, it's a process, it's just,
I,
there's all the different stages, and what you're doing right now is remembering Zeke.
mhm.
I thank you for sharing everything with us, and I hope the family, all of you, find some peace and comfort and justice.
Yeah, it's been hard. I still think about it,
Of course,
and right now it's very fresh.
I
I mean,
know.
it just happened, but every week, I think like we got to move on. And
Mm.
this past weekend, I went to his house, and I sat around with his dad, and we had a really good, sad time. Uh, we talked a lot about it. We made chicken wings, and Zeke wasn't there, but it's very fresh, and it's still very painful, and I think about it just about every day. I mean, like I told you, this has been going on. Like, these type of things have happened, and they're causing great impact on me, and I just want to be able to move forward, and I want the family also to move forward.
Mhm.
In terms of Dominic Piercy and his family, I don't know what they're thinking, but he's in serious trouble. He'd not
Right.
steal cookies out of a cookie jar, okay?
No.
So it
Just a
would be
little bit of compassion, at the very
zero,
least.
Peggy.
It's
Nothing, you know. I mean, you saw him dancing,
I
twerking.
know.
I
I
mean,
know. I know. And I'm not giving them any pass whatsoever, because that's horrible, horrible behavior. I just want to also say that they are victims in this too. When it comes to losing, they're going to be losing
yeah,
their family
they
member.
should be worried and crying. I
Yeah,
mean, show some compassion. I mean, they could have said something to me like, "I'm sorry that this happened," or none of
right.
that. And
They might be in shock. I'm just trying to cut them some grace, because, like, I always try to find some bit of decency in people, and some people are just shitty people, you know. But I hope that they maybe come across this video, this live stream, and look at themselves in the mirror and see their
Yeah.
behavior, and maybe have a change of heart, you know, because that was disgraceful.
I
And
mean, he's in some serious trouble.
yeah.
And by gosh, I hope that anything that's offered to him is anything over 50 years to life. I mean, if for some odd reason they can't prove that he's guilty of murder too and want to give him any amount of years,
Uh-huh.
I'm not taking 10, 20, or 30. That would be a disrespect to my nephew and the family.
Mm-hmm. Has your family reached out to the prosecutor? Are they keeping you updated? Do you feel like that they're kind of walking you through the process at this point?
I know that my niece has had a lot of contact with detectives, the prosecutor. Maybe I don't know, but we don't know. This pre-trial that took place last week, I believe that's what they're going to be working out on a deal on the kid, on Dominic.
Yeah,
But we don't know. We don't know what's going on as of now. What I do want to do as a family member and is that we as family request that he gets charged with the max.
Yeah.
The life in sentence. I mean,
Yeah.
life in prison.
Should be murder
Yeah.
of woman.
I mean, that's what it is. That's what the law states. If you commit murder too, you face life in prison. And that's, as a family, that's what we would request.
How did the judge, I mean, I don't know if this is going to be the same if this goes to trial, but the judge that presided over the charging, you know, what we just watched, his formal arraignment, I guess you want to call it that. Is that's probably a different judge, right?
Yeah, he's going to go to a different court, circuit court, and it'll be a different judge.
Okay.
The judge who presided over this preliminary hearing was a female lady. She did her job. She was good. Yep. She did not. Now the defense attorney, like I said, I mean, of course, me as a family member of the victim, I felt it was a little disrespectful. He tried to like make it seem like it was drugs. It was the drugs. It was negligent. And for a minute there, I feel like disrespect for Ezekiel. I wanted to say something to him. I mean, how many times people do drugs and go to parties and they go back home and they don't shoot anybody? Come on, you know. Yeah, he tried to use the drugs and alcohol as it was negligent. He was wanting the state of Michigan to charge him with negligent murder, which is a notch lower of second degree. But no, she was good. She said, nope, there's probable cause to charge him as it is, and she did.
Right.
I can't remember her name, but
yeah. So like, how long was this whole
it lasted an hour and 20 minutes. The lengthy parts were the witnesses' testimonies.
Okay.
They were there. They were there for a while. You know, the prosecutor came, presented the case, then he called a witness, and he was there. I described everything. The first kid, Derek, and then the second one, which is the one we watched. He was there. It was lengthy, and then the hearing ended, and she rejected the defense request to charge him with negligent murder and accepted the prosecutor's request to charge him with second degree murder and felony possession of a firearm.
Okay. Well,
and that's where we're at now. Like I said, I talked to the prosecutor for a brief moment, and my question was, when is the next court proceeding? And he told me it can take months, 3 to 6 to 9 months. He didn't have an answer. They have a my case type of deal. It's called my court, MI court,
Okay.
MI court, Michigan. I haven't figured out how to navigate through it, but that's where you get all the court records. It's kind of
Okay.
like my case, Indiana. And
Well, I'll try to link it in the description of the video
yeah,
too. So if anyone
they'll
wants
have the
to follow
dates
up.
and whatever's next coming up. They'll have it on that
Okay.
website.
Right. Well, I want to leave it open if there's any questions. If you're okay with, I know your battery's probably not doing very
Yeah,
well, but
I may be at 15. I'm still good. If you want to go to chat and wrap it
yeah,
up,
I was just
I'm
gonna see if
ready.
there's any questions. I
Yeah,
know that
yeah, that's fine.
the Jenny has a question.
Okay.
Have sanctions been implemented yet for our squatter?
For who?
For the squatter.
The squatter.
The habitual squatter that went to Oregon and who lived no? Okay.
Wait, who's this?
Man, hasn't it been like it feels like a year ago, but it wasn't that long ago. Charles. She's asking about Charles.
Move along.
Move along. Okay. I mean, I didn't see any other question. I thought I'd put a little smile on your face at least.
Okay, thank you, Peggy. Talking about Charles. Not move along.
Move along.
Yeah.
Let's see. A lot of people are expressing their condolences
Okay.
to
Well,
you.
for that, thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. So we got Owl. The Prawl says, "I'm sorry to hear." Oh, that was for me. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Sucks to hear. Oh, Gretchen says, I am so sorry, Noe. This is heartbreaking. It is. It's so senseless.
It is. Was that Gretchen?
Yeah, Gretchen.
Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you for your comment.
I mean, a lot of people have said stuff here. Nice comments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to get to them. Sunflower Lola says,
Okay.
"Hey everyone, sorry for your loss, Noe."
Thank you, Sunflower.
Monday says, "Sending good vibes, good people cruise."
Thank you, Monday.
Alicia says, "Such a cruel world we live in."
Senseless. I just can't wrap it up. We're still here in Wabash. A lot of us just talking about it. Like him? Like, who would want to shoot Zeke?
I know.
Anyway,
Prof says, "Here we are all bound by tragedy."
Yeah, Prof. Yeah.
Delulu says, "Tragedy is a human common denominator, sadly." Gretchen says, "It's been a rough year for so many." That is so true. It's
Yeah,
like, man,
yeah.
can we
And
just get
Peggy,
2026?
you're one of them. Gosh, Peggy, I still think about that night,
Yeah.
but you're moving along good.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, the firsts are hard, First, what have we gotten through so far? My brother's birthday, my birthday, Easter, first Easter without him, upcoming Memorial Day, right? I mean, it's just gonna have to learn how to cope, with this and accept it. And I don't think it will ever, go away. But all right. So I think I covered some of these other comments earlier, but
Okay.
I just really appreciate your time today and sharing and memory and providing Zeke's legacy and memory and all these great things about him and who he was as a person and sharing this tragedy. I know it's not something that anyone looks forward to, is to hear what unfolded that day, but it's unfortunately you experience this in your family. It just happens so much, and it's just I just wish that us as a society really tries to evaluate, especially, I'm sorry to say this, but like so these kids nowadays, with these, they think it's like the coolest thing, guns and video. I don't think video games makes people do certain things like this, but it's just all violence. It's everywhere is violence. And I wish things would change, and big hugs to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to thank you for letting me share and giving me a platform. And just ended with what was said at his funeral, that to keep his legacy going and in memory of Ezekiel, let's try to get along with each other.
Right.
Those were the words of his dad. And you heard the girls that talked about him earlier on the video, and he shared love people.
Right.
That was Ezekiel's legacy, to love each other and get along with each other. And
yeah,
look at us. We got court dates coming up. But yeah, I want to end it with that was Ezekiel. Love people, love each other. That was him.
You.
I love him.
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right. Thank you. We'll keep following this and make sure we provide updates. And like I said, I'll put the link of the my case, MI case in there. Yeah.
I'm certainly, if I'm still in Indiana for trial, I'm certainly going to be there in Michigan. But if I leave Indiana and can't travel to Michigan, then I'll just keep up with it, and we'll follow it. We'll do a follow up. Okay.
Okay. Well, good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and thanks once again. Good night.
Have a good night, Peggy.
Good night.
Bye-bye.